doing some final adjustments to my Facebook Live before 12, and these are the figures we'll be looking at today. Counting down to another minute before we start. I'm sorry if you're going to hear a bit of noise because I'm keeping the fan facing my phone for fear of my phone heating up, which has been the problem for the past 2 days. So the actual fear of having this live broadcast was real. Quite dramatic, but something I'm hoping to resolve. I have one more episode to come this Thursday. Then I'm taking a pause for what I call Season 1 because it sounds cool. Then coming back with hopefully better equipment. We shall see. Okay, time now is 12. The birds are chirping, so that's my alarm. And welcome to TOYSREVIL Toy Talk. Today we'll take a look at a vinyl figure from the past, Rivals. I have 2 boxes, but unfortunately this figure has been taken out for photography adventures for quite a while back, and it's somewhere lost. I won't say lost, still in the adventures of my toy hoard, to put it very bluntly. So we'll put this figure at the back, or this box at the back. Today we'll take a closer look at Nautilus. It's named BRIGHTON, the bare knuckle. Yeah, look at the box. In the deepest of the deep seas. Graphics, very nice box. Rivalvinyl.com. The .com no longer exists. I don't think the company exists. I tried to search for it online. The principals have moved on to other projects, and this is a pretty older figure as well. And we'll go through more details in my show and tell later. So what I'll do is we'll take a look at the figures first. So in case you folks have not seen this before, and you have, take it as a relook. Nice. That's it. I'll put the box here at the back. So this is Nautilus, or rather, the name BRIGHTON, the bare knuckle. This is BRIGHTON, the bare knuckle. Let me see if I can get some light on him. Yeah, a bit dubious light, huh? Not very good light. Yeah, maybe just bottom light. A little bit too dubious. Yeah, maybe like this, maybe like this. Yeah. Yeah, screw that. So have a look at this figure and his accessory, a sickle. How cool is that? Painted vinyl, articulation on the neck, arms. That's it. Do a quick turn around. Look at the details that he has. He's an adventurer. Yeah. Look at this guy. How can I say no to a mohawk? He's a bit dusty. Let me clean him up just a little bit. This figure has been in a box all this time since I received it. So there was a little bit of vinyl sweat and a bit of dust since. And the whites were a little bit yellowed. I can't deny. Age does not do well with toys, or particular toys. Let him carry his sickle. And he can, which is cool. I love accessories that can fit on a figure, and also a figure that can stand. So he's standing pretty decent. Okay, show and tell. Hi everyone. Do a little bit of turning here onto my screen. Brighten a bit. Yeah, just looking at himself. Okay, a little bit of history. It started off, Rival started off on Kickstarter. It's a nautical theme with steampunk. This was in 2013. Okay, 2013. These were the first two characters that were created: Theodore and Algernon. Algernon, created by James Hugo and Chase Lehman of Wheelhouse. The company no longer exists, and Chase is on my Facebook. So if you're watching, hello Chase. And these figures stand about 4 inches tall. These were the first two that were made available on Kickstarter and were successful, because the next incarnation were Joffrey, the dude that is missing. I had a blank. The dude that was missing in the box because he's out adventuring, and BRIGHTON, the bare knuckle, the figure here. Hey. So these were in 2014. Okay, I've had my. I'll put a link to all my coverage of these figures from Custom by Nemo, Larat, and the figure releases. So these guys were active in 2013, 2014. The Custom was in 2015. Yeah, the company no longer exists that I know of, or at least I can't find it on Google. Hello there, Vincent. So let me darken this down so we can go back to the figure itself. So yeah, so if you can, if you are interested, I don't know which retailer still carries them, so you might need to track them down, or if you do, I'll leave a full name and probably name of the item description in a blog post right after this video, and then you can have a closer look. I mean, I wish I could have a Joffrey to show you, because it has a stronger steampunk element in terms of the nautical aspects and the rivets and whatnot. So these are like the barbarians of the deep lah. Quite cool. What came with these, as you can see here, were a set of cards. And I really appreciated these cards because they had stories behind them. This is something that I personally like. That stories come with the toy that you are releasing. You don't need to have them. It's not a must-have. It is an option, I feel, but it's an option I personally like. Like for example, these are a few cards. I won't read everything, but I'll just flash them, So cards, stories behind. It tells a story like, in the darkest of the deep depths lies the lurk. It is dark but clear, cold and habitable, and the swell of life begins where life ends, where land ends. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's fun, huh? Together with art, it brings to life the figures that you're selling, or that you are retailing and you're offering people, and as well is a nice way to create a fuller story or fictional world behind your creation. One might argue, but it's in English, it's not my language. Then perhaps it's a choice that needed to be taken, and at least there's a choice. Imagine having this in lieu of a storybook that you can read to anyone, or even read for yourself, and then that's cool. I mean, I have no idea. I've never spoken to the guys, and I know I should have, whether or not these were supposed to lead to more than just a toy, or it may be more. Maybe it could be a story, an animated story, or an animated feature with the story like somebody might pick up. Who knows at this point in time, in this age where concept, imagine now where the allure of having a comic book concept made into TV, films and whatever media is has become very viable. Same for like Korean dramas. If you notice, if you do watch Korean dramas, a lot of them, I won't say everyone, but a lot of them are adapted from webtoons, online comics. Yeah, webtoons, online serial comics. So how great is an option of that to have your creation go beyond just a toy. Of course, there's a hard work involved in creating all of this, but you know, who knows? Could be a dream of seeing your own creations massively go beyond. I look at the folks who are watching now. Thanks, Niels. I recognize you, Niels. Niels has now I go and arrow out. Niels has his own fanzine out for many years, and now he's creating a dude. I'm waiting for your stories. I'm waiting for your heads up. He has designer toys being created out, adapted from his fanzines from years ago, and I think that is a wonderful evolution, development of whatever character concepts you have that I can't say transcends time. That's not fair to say, but goes, it lives beyond the moment where you just create that character. Sorry to not say sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for this shout out news, but anyway, so it's a cool aspect of having a design, even for this character, Brighton, that I have picked out and chosen to showcase for this particular Toy Talk, because unfortunately I don't think the company is in operations anymore, and that's always to me it's a waste because of good toys that no longer exist. And the thing about toys is the daily grind of toy news that I recognize, that I do every day for the past 15 years, is that once the news cycle is over, unless it's something that people have caught on that you will be able to find in stores, if not, you might end up missing out stuff. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, I mean, that is part of the allure for Toy Talk for me, is to show older toys I have that may or may not be in the consciousness of folks, and especially where it's older toys. I don't have a whole lot of toys, but I endeavor to show older toys that I have. This is, I won't say ironic, this to me reminds me of, in reverse, of Aquaman. I hope this doesn't get a copyright issue on my video, but reminds me of Aquaman and the Deep. This is the feature film with Jason Momoa, where the characters of the Deep of Atlantis all bound together, the different clans. So imagine Brighton is part of the story lure in Rivals concept, in the deepest of a deeper sea. Hence the title Rivals, because it's rivals in the deep. Does it make sense? Yeah, in the deepest oceans. But this precedes the movie, although Aquaman precedes everyone because it's been there for a while. So this is 2013. This series in 2014. Articulation, a sickle prop. How cool, a sickle prop. Of course, if I customize it, probably will be a blooded sickle. You know that's the go-to sickle, go-to color, but yeah, might get me into a bit of trouble. Punk Chutulu, correct lah. You see, check out it's like a steampunk cog mohawk. How cool is that? Look at the mask, or rather the face paint. Very Kiss, very tribal. Look at the teeth, the tribal teeth necklace, the loincloth, and look at the turtle shoulder pad. How cute is that, man? Even here you see the steampunk. It's not really steampunk. I can't remember. Maybe I need to ask what these represent. But they probably stuff reeds under the sea. This is an adventure backpack with his blade. How cool is that, man? Yeah. The loincloth looking at the back. Let me see if that. Yeah. There are illustrations of the dude. There he is in illustration form. Can you see? Nice. Imagine this as animation. How cool is that? So he's fighting Joffrey. from the Nautilus helmeted guys. Nice. So again, all of these together with the visuals tells the story of what the toy is. So this is an aspect of a toy that I personally enjoy lah. So you've seen the toy? Let me see if I can put it. Yeah, instant. I won't show too much of the box or too much text anymore because the company no longer is in operation, so might not be fair. Let me twist a bit, show off my new background. Yeah, it's a new background I did solely for this particular purpose, to film stuff. Yeah, my sticker background, which I'll talk about later in another blog post. So any questions from anyone viewing that I'll take? It could be pertaining to the figure or not, or beyond, before I end this broadcast. I'm sorry to end it, in such a short time because my equipment doesn't allow for longer video recording, unfortunately. Hi Demi. Unfortunately. So hopefully in time to come I can afford better equipment or better. I don't want to blame it. I used to think, don't blame it on equipment, I just do it. But I also recognize the restrictions based on what your equipment is able to do. I tried to do attempt a live recording on the older phone, iPhone 4, but it does not have live recording for my public Facebook. Quite sad. I tried it this morning. On my personal Facebook it has, I can. And it's a weird format. It's not a vertical portrait format, it's a square format. That's interesting. So I might do a bit of live on my personal Facebook, but I'll put it to public, depends on what it is. I have to work out lah. Hey, thanks man, Demi. It is a part of me which I felt that I've always lacked in the past, that I've tried to do a blog to describe what I feel about my toys. And I have to say, very sadly, I have a lot of unfinished blog posts because sometimes I'm caught in the news cycle, trying to tell news, trying to share news, that I miss out on being able to say something in time, that maybe I let it slide, and hence I have a lot of even toy reviews that I miss out on because I've not completed it. So in this live video context, I force myself to be able to talk about it at least in a shorter summarized term for myself to understand, because I am interested about the history of toys, and that's what the TOYSREVIL blog is doing as well moving forward, archival of stuff. Because being a news platform and being a successful news platform in the early stages of my blog life was fun and all, but after a while I just can't keep up, maybe. Then I can't keep up. It's a plain and simple. So I'd rather be able to describe and show you what I love and get the love back. Even for myself, that it isn't a job, it's something that I enjoy. And even today, looking at this figure, I did a minimal of research because I also wanted it to be a bit, push myself to check out the figure as well and not know too much. The more you know, it's either the more you know you want to talk about it. Yes, maybe it makes talking about it more legit. Okay, thanks, Mang Troy. But at the same time, I also want to find out. The fun for me is finding out the same time as you guys. To a certain degree. I hope you know what you mean. Sorry. Don't get tired doing it. It's true, man. I scheduled it. Thanks, Demi. I scheduled it 3 times a week. And I think maybe that's pushing myself a little bit. Due to the circumstances and also equipment and also circumstance at home. Maybe it's either I become full-time live rather than trying to keep up with the blog, because I'm slowly enjoying doing this. So with better equipment, who knows? Actually, who knows with better equipment that I can proceed on. I won't say anything. I won't define anything right now until I'm able to. But I also want to evolve into something that I enjoy, and hopefully folks will enjoy as well. So I'm enjoying this figure quite a bit. Now I'm a bit stressed lah. I need to find out the other figure. I need to find out where the heck is Jeffrey. Let me show you Jeffrey, if in case you all missed the early part of the video. This is Jeffrey the Hammer Toe. He is the rival to BRIGHTON. Okay, Jeffrey is the rival to BRIGHTON. Nice man, it's spaceships. Spaceships lah. How cool is that? It's just not walking around the seas. So there it is, rivals. Let me do a quick showing in case my phone kills itself. This is BRIGHTON, and this is Jeffrey. These are rivals. Get it? Rivals. Characters fighting each other. So it's cool when you have the eternal fight lah. Because if your protagonist is just one person, then he or she, okay, to be fair, he or she is just one figure out having adventures. Then with rivals, there's always a rivalry. It can proceed to even a rivalry that ends and whatnot. It's a story that can evolve. I can go on and talk about my own concepts, which I wanted to do as toy for years, but it never actually went to fruition because I couldn't afford. Neither did I shop my toys around, or neither did I approach anyone to make any. So everything is concept, and the longer it becomes a concept, the longer more people do it. Then you lose out. I agree, Demi. And that's one thing I also want to do a shout out to Quicks. I appreciate it because what he's doing right now is he's doing collaborations with folks. So it is not just one man taking care of his own characters. He's collaborating with folks who are able to assist or collaborate with him to do like even the storyboards, the animation, to expand and to grow the universe. So my only context, or rather suggestions to folks right now out there who is creating your own toys. I know it's tricky because you're sharing your universe. You're sharing your creation with other folks. But to me, it's the context of a comic book. When you look at a comic book, yes, you have a superstar artist, yes, you have a superstar writers, people I follow. But you realize when you read a comic book, there are multiple credits. There's the penciler, the inker, the writer, even the letterer, the colorist. It takes a village, a small village, or a crew to create the final visual that you see, a final story in front of you. So imagine, as a toy, it can go beyond just a three-dimensional figure, fabulously made, but it goes beyond because there's a story, there's a universe built upon it. And currently, right now, Quicks is one of the gentlemen in the culture that is creating that. To me, it's not just the obvious hype everybody is looking at, but it's the universe that he's creating. So, and also a lot of indie artists right now, independent US-based artists, or even overseas-based artists. I'm sorry, I'm not only just selectively saying people, that the collaboration in the sense of they create a figure and somebody draws the header card, somebody draws the blister card. That in itself is already a collaboration. And then you have a collective, collaborative product out to share with people. And how fun is that? I don't know if you agree, but I really think that is fun. Sorry, I'm not reading write-ups, but Food for Collectors, we get to join in their work. Exactly, bro, exactly. It's a lot of times when it comes to a creative process, non-commercial, we're talking about non-commercial, not that people pay for your creations, for you to be creative. It's when you create your own stuff. It's all in your mind, it's all in your hands, all in your, I can imagine the stress is in your mind, but you're stressed out trying to create a product in 3D. Understandable. Or you can draw it, but to sculpt it is a problem. Or you can sculpt it, but to draw it is a hurdle. So think of collaborations, think of things, you can collaborate with people. Like even Javier Jimenez that I remembered, his Kishi collaboration with Dan Rockford. It's also a collaboration with someone to be able to get your creations to be made, and then to share the trick the aspect, I can imagine the ego aspect or the preciousness to hold on to the toy, but being able to share with someone, to collaborate with someone, and in turn share with us, the non-creators who either appreciate your toy, buys your toys, or follows you. This is, I think, it is a great way for us to get in. Food for collectors. Lunch. Yeah, it is. We devour what we see. We devour what we can buy. At this day and age, where awareness of your toy becomes, or your creation becomes a stronger aspect, when people gravitate towards your social media, or you yourself, you go to your social medias more than you go on to blogs. People, it's like takeaway. People don't need to take away from another restaurant anymore. You know, even let's say coming to TOYSREVIL as a restaurant, they go straight to your restaurant. You know, I'm a delivery app. Blogs like mine are delivery apps that has our place because we showcase your works to everyone. But at the same time, if people know you exist, they want to go to your restaurant to look at your stuff. Hey, then you jolly well have stuff ready or more to let people see what is available. Does that make sense? Of course, I can only wish people still find my blog useful, but at the same time, cannot deny social media's acceptance and power at this day and age. Okay. So as I ramble on, I'll do a quick relook at the figure, show the articulations and play before I end this video, because it's going on to 20 minutes, a bit tricky. I don't want my phone to die on me. So articulations in the neck, articulation in the arms, because as a toy, that's basically what you need already. Anything that doesn't have articulation, to me, I call it statuette, a sculpt, or figurine, you know, or smaller size figurine, but it's just a sculpt. But when there's articulation and there's play, I call it a toy. You know, people in the past tell me, no, it's not a toy, it's an art toy. But to me, a toy is of a certain size, and I'd rather call it a toy because I can play with it. Otherwise, it's just a glorified piece of plastic upon on display, which is all good, because there's some that you really want to. For this figure, I want to play. I want to find the other guy. I want them to fight. If I'm able to, if I give myself the time to play, I'll create a diorama for them to play in, you know, or display. If I have a display like this, the story concept. Imagine building up a diorama like this, or building up a diorama like this. And this is a concept of play that could be a very nice evolution of what you own on the display shelf. Then they fight in a diorama. But then again, I can't say because, but then again, display shelf is, or display space these days are, how should I put it? It could be rare for folks like me. I don't have a lot of display space, but it could be an option for folks to play with, to extend their play. I can understand, even myself, can't afford to buy new toys, but I have to consider then to play with my toys, I will create dioramas. That's always been my dream, but I've never gone about actually doing it. It's also place and time to do whatnot, but fun lah. Yeah, glorified. Yeah, that's the way, man. Where's Wally? Jeffrey. As I mentioned in my earlier part, Jeffrey, I took him out to take photos years ago when I received him. Thanks to the creators who sent him over. I never put him back to the box lah. That's the downside of my toy life. Take them out, take photo, play, but if I don't put back into the box, they end up being in part of my hoard somewhere, running around. So if I do find him, and I'm trying to reorganize all my toys, and I do find him, I'll definitely do a photo shoot together with this guy, and definitely do a review if I'm able to. Oh gosh, wish me luck, man. Yeah, I would love that he has more than a sickle, or even he has a head. You know, he's carrying a head of his enemy. That is the type of toy play I'll do, and then probably not great for TV. Then somebody complain, he's taking out with these decapitating heads. So, and you'll see how this is an adult channel anyway. Yeah, adult meaning is like not for kids. It's so cute. No, man, not for kids. And in this, I think I'll ramble on. Thanks for the feedback, guys, or thanks for the question, guys. It's funny because I stopped looking at my clock or watch as I am talking to you guys. So, and I know that's an aspect of me that I enjoy talking about toys. That's why I do the blog anyway. And that's why I finding myself enjoy doing the lives, because I can interact with you guys. And then I'll just forget about the time, I forget about the problems of my equipment and ramble on. I hope to in the future get equipment where I can go on and ramble on with you guys that probably come on at different timings, and not to have to worry about the phone cutting out on me. I'm sorry, I'm blaming it all on the equipment, but that's the harsh reality lah. Okay. And with that, I have to pause and stop myself. And with that, I will end my... Hey, thanks, Demi. I will end my Facebook Live. And I will post this on my Facebook page as well. And eventually upload on my YouTube and also on my IG. You're welcome, Demi. So, I'll rather have more folks be able to see the toys, not listen to me. It cringes. I'm cringing when I hear myself talk. But I've decided not to judge myself and just talk. I'd rather have fun and enjoy. And I certainly hope that you folks enjoyed my Toy Talk as well. And I'll catch you guys this Thursday. Cross your fingers, I'll catch you this Thursday. And yeah, I'll find out what I'll talk about too, and I'll tease it maybe a day before. Same time, 12 o'clock. Hey, thanks Troy. Thanks Demi. Thanks everybody for watching. Hey, hi Mossy. I'll catch you again soon. Bye bye.